Week 4, day 1. I was pretty anxious starting the test because I hadn't typed on Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Fortunately, it went well. There weren't a lot of numbers. There wasn't much in the way of punctuation before a comma or a full stop. So the results were really good. But I could feel as I was looking for the numbers that I sort of got lucky there. That's not what I plan to do for today, but tomorrow I'm doing drills with the numbers again. The drills that I had selected were basic paragraph drills that included numbers and that only confirmed my impression that I needed to work on those numbers again. I did the drills for about 10 minutes anyway. After that, I tried something new. I was sent this to try. It's called Type a Book. And you select your book. It's going to be a classic. I took Around the World in how many days? 80 days. There we go. In 80 days. I like the fact that you're typing an actual text, not something that was created for you to type. It started in all caps. Why not? That was confusing. On the downside, it's a little hard to see where I'm at. I wish there was a dark mode. I wish I could change the color of the background or where I'm typing. I did get lost quite a few times. Numbers weren't great, but we've already established that. I don't know if I will persevere with that. I think I still prefer the Cozy Typer app because it has the lovely sounds and the quotes are also quite nice. So the results for today. As you can see, yesterday I did nothing at all. I spent 8 hours in a bus traveling and I didn't type. I had my iPad with me, but I just didn't feel like it. So nothing yesterday. Today the results are quite good in terms of the test, though clearly I need to work on the numbers as well. The biggest problem I feel is that it's less exciting. And the name of the game is simply to practice, practice, practice. But I keep looking for other ways to practice to keep it fresh and fun. So far, of everything I've tried, I would say if you want a typing game that is fun without rushing you, Touch Typedale is that. If you want something really exciting, there's the Typing of the Dead. I haven't used it here. I tried it before. My problem with it was that I was just rushed quite a lot, and so I don't think I typed very well. I probably peaked at some point. I should try it again. Epistory is very lovely, but it doesn't move very quickly. You don't type a lot. I would say you have to walk around quite a bit before you get to a point where you need to type. So I wish there was more typing and less walking around. It's still a very, very nice app. The book that I tried right now, Type a Book, I wish we could change the colors to increase readability. However, they give you your performance with your accuracy, your word per minute. I think I would like it also if the bits of text that you type were a bit longer. Sometimes it's a single sentence, sometimes it's two. I wish there would be more uninterrupted typing. But tomorrow I'm gonna do the numbers. That's gonna be the focus. Week 4, day 2, starting the test. I was actually happy. I got the whole paragraph about the dart frogs and it was going quite well, and just as I thought that's where I started bugging just what you saw. And that was the beginning of the end, or so it felt. It felt terrible. Eventually the results were fine. Oh, I did have a bug where the exclamation mark on my keyboard wouldn't work, so I had to leave a red bit on my test, and I didn't like that at all. But looking at the results, it's 40 words per minute. The accuracy is still about the same, and I decided that my goal would be a consistent 50 words per minute, and if I get there, I think I will be able to type normally, like properly, and work on my speed from there. I did, as I promised myself, the numbers again. That was a very humbling experience because I felt like I had never done it before. I had only done it once, mind you. So I went through the whole drill. Some of them went better than others. I have kept the number of the exercises I want to practice more times because I was really struggling with it. So I'll do those again tomorrow. After that, I gave Type a Book another go. So I continued my Around the World in 80 days. That was fine. Interestingly, it's not happening here. I see the word per minute is really slow, but interestingly, typically my word per minute was closer to 50 than 40. So I don't know if the test, I just put some unnecessary pressure on myself, or simply in a regular text there aren't as many numbers and symbols that usually make me bug. But I did that for about 15 minutes. My impressions are still the same. I wish the bits we type were longer. Maybe it changes as you go further into the book and they give you longer paragraphs to type. I still have a hard time seeing where I'm at. You see the letters you've typed, they are green. The letters you have to type are black. I wish the layout was a little better. Other than that, it's a pretty good exercise, I think. Because I was reminded of the typing of the day yesterday, I decided to give it a go. I hadn't tried it since I bought the game a couple of years ago. Fair warning, a big warning, you have lots of gores, we have zombies, tons of swear words. If you're not comfortable with any of those, simply move to 9 minutes into this video. I selected the story mode and the easiest level, that's called Bitch. So that sets up the tone. Playing it, I actually found it quite fun. Again, if you can forget about the gore and the swear words. What I found quite interesting, funny at least, and it can't be a coincidence, some of the words you type represent in a way the zombie. So you would have, I don't know, big boy or meaty for a particular big zombie, dash for one that comes running at you, that sort of things. So that makes it quite fun. When I started, I was doing my capital letters at the beginning of the word because they're there. And then I realized that you don't have to. And what happened gradually, because I want to win more than I want to type properly apparently, I would not go for the uppercase because it saved precious microseconds and I needed them. Other than that, what was there? I looked at the options and you don't have a lot in the way of options. You can choose between UK English and US English. There's that. There's a couple of dictionaries with extra words that you can load. You can download more dictionaries, or set of words really, through the Steam Workshop. But in the game itself, it's just English. There were not other options. I didn't see anything to force me to type the capital letters, for example, which was unfortunate. But it was fun, so I'll play that again. I felt not as rushed as before. Obviously, this is the easiest setting that counts. But maybe also I can type better now. Here we go. Week 4, day 3 started with the test. The content of the article was not very interesting. Like, yeah, spas are nice. Thanks for the information. But also mostly I was annoyed because I could tell I was not doing as well as the previous days, so I'm guessing when I got 44 it was mostly luck. And I saw the want to get faster, so I clicked out of curiosity and that took me to the courses and the drills for this particular website. A few things I noticed. Yes, you do have the traditional exercises. They have a little game that's kind of fun. They also have this different layout that I found quite interesting. Now, I don't know if it's because it's genuinely better or because it's nice to have something fresh and different. But anyway, I continued I have to be honest, it's because it was fun and easy, and I knew that after that I would have to do the numbers. That would be neither fun nor easy. But I did appreciate that instead of sticking to the whole home row as Ed Typing Club, we went and started using letters from the top row. Like they mix things up somehow, and they spent a lot of exercise also where it felt more like a drill, like you would do I don't know, ride, rive, and then other words starting with R and I, for example. I quite liked it, and I spent quite a bit of time doing that, covering the top row and the home row. After that, as planned, I went back to the numbers, and wow, that was even more painful than I thought it would be. So I spent quite a bit of time on that. There's one particular drill that I find really quite good because it has all the numbers going from the numbers to the letters. So I repeated that one quite a few times. I was super slow with it, but I figured hitting the right key was more important than speed at that point. I continued a little bit with Around the World in 80 Days. I still don't know all that much about Phileas Fogg, maybe tomorrow. By then I had been typing for about an hour, and I could feel my hands getting stiff and tired, so I decided to wrap things up with a bit of The Typing of the Dead because it's fun and it went really well the day before. However, I could feel depression a lot more. I could feel I was typing badly, so I played it for about 10 minutes and then decided to call it a day. Okay, let's go for a 5-minute test. Something I noticed when I started a couple of weeks ago, and I was reading about various things. I was like, don't think about it, don't think about it, but I still had those thoughts, and I was trying to prevent myself from thinking about them because they would distract me. And now doing this, I was thinking about what I was reading, and it felt somehow that I could do both a little better. Maybe not, because at the end of the day the test results were the same as the days before. I guess I've hit a plateau again. Anyway, I was quite disappointed they didn't tell me more about the Amalaki fruit. After the test, I moved on to some drills. And my impression from yesterday was confirmed. I really do like the approach of that website. It's not just that the layout is different, the sound is different, so it's refreshing. What I really like is how can I put this? With Ed Typing Club, which I still like very much for a number of reasons. So you know these letters, and I'm making those words. And now we've learned these two new letters, so the words we see include these two letters. Here, I find that the words are a lot more focused. It's going to be, you know these letters, we're teaching you these two letters, and now every word we're going to give you for the next 10 lessons are going to have as many of those letters as possible. It feels more focused. So when I go and do the drills for the letter M and V, for example, I have tons of N and V's rather than just the ones that happen to be in the new words. Anyway, I did that for about 20 minutes, and it feels good to do the basic practice and to feel like you're doing quite well. But then it was time to go back to the numbers and to Ed Typing course. I did my number warm-up. I like this one. I know it's quite easy because you go from D to 3, like it's the same finger, but I feel it's a really good warm-up. So once I had done that, I went on with the paragraph drills that include numbers, and I felt that I was going for those numbers quite easily, so I was happy about it. Then looking at the course, I'm not sure tomorrow, I think I will finish the paragraph drills and keep the symbols for next week. Because I have clearly realized that for me I need to mix things up, because if it's every single day the same thing, I get bored with it. I decided to go back and try one of the stories from Ed Typing Club. Again, it's a wholesome story. It's quite nice. I had to turn off the music. I really don't like the fact that the moment you make a mistake, the volume of the music goes down. So I removed that and I put my own music in the background. Last day of the week. The test was fine, not too many numbers, and I was really happy to get to 43 words per minute. I wish I never got that 44 word per minute a few days ago, because after that everything felt like a defeat. I decided I would complete the beginner course from typing.com. I really do like it. I feel that the choice of words they make you type really reinforces the practice of the letters that you're learning. Also, I like the fact that what they make you do is not symmetrical. I mean, your left hand and your right hand. So you really need to pay attention to what you see. With the other one, you would do something like SSW, LLO, SSW, LLO, WWS, or L. And really, I felt like I would identify the pattern and then do that rather than type. And I think it's good. I also really like the fact that when you learn a new key, say H, yes, you're going to type some H's, but they're going to make you go HY, HJ, HN. Typing at Typing Club, I still like it. I really enjoyed what they call the travel exercise, where your finger would travel between nearby keys. This has even more of that, and I think it's good. The test they give you at the end of the beginner course, the beginner assessment, was in line with the results I've had in the typing test, 43 words per minute, so I was happy with that. I took a look at their intermediate and advanced courses, and from what I can tell, it will introduce the number, more punctuation, and then more drills, so I really want to do that as well next week. However, I still want to finish the Ed typing courses, both the basic one and the jungle one. Today I worked on the paragraph drills for the jungle course. After that, it's going to be the symbols. So I'm going to do the symbols next week, probably on Monday, and finish the basic course that has the symbols, and then do all the drills from the jungle typing course. It's going to be, well, a lot of practice. I find the statistics page from Ed Typing Club really interesting. Typing.com may have something similar, but I didn't sign up, so I don't think I see everything that's available, even with the free courses. What I like is that I see less red and more blue, so that is good. My space accuracy is not great. We'll work on that. I am quite happy that the difference of speed between my left hand and my right hand is not as much as it used to be. It was much more than that. There's only 3 points difference. So that was rather interesting. Next week, I want to finish the 2 Ed typing courses and go through the typing.com courses. That means today I had already practiced for a full hour, so I'm not doing games or type a book.